Podcasting.
It's like radio, but stupid.
Oh, it's like Radiohead, who I have forgotten all about.
Oh, I was so close to knowing what the other band members' names are and what instruments they play. Like when we stopped doing season 1. I don't fucking know. In my notes, I'm like, great bass line from the guy who does that?
John Bassline?
John Bassline, inventor of the bass.
I mean, little by little, by hook or by crook, we'll get back to it.
That was beautiful. Did you write that?
Yeah, I did.
Beautiful. Put that on a throw pillow.
You can put that in a song.
Same thing.
Yeah. Okay, we're on the show.
Whew. Well,
Okay.
we did it.
We did it. We're back.
We figured out how to open Audacity again.
It took us a month to figure out how to do it.
Yeah, see, that's why we were gone for so long. It was just going to be like a little vacation, and then we just both got podcast amnesia.
Yeah, I think it was literally like we were just like, oh, we'll just take 2 weeks, 3 weeks off, and then.
Not that I don't like doing the podcast, but it was kind of nice to just be like, oh, I don't have to edit anything this week? Fuck yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's my whole thing. I was just like, oh, I don't have to worry.
Oh, so good. But I'm glad we're back. Welcome to season 2 of Picking Up Something Good, a limited event prestige podcast about,
Muse.
no. Hold on, let me... Oh, shit.
Oh, I got it.
Yeah.
Billy Joel.
Billy Joel. Don't go changing to try to please us, because we love you just the way you are, podcast listener.
What's this episode's scenes from an Italian restaurant? What scene is this?
This is, we are seated at a table with that shitty, like, red and white, plasticky table cover.
Plaid, yeah.
Yeah. And we are fighting over who will pay the bill, because we're just so nice like that. And, And it devolves into just this horrible, like, I shove your face in the lasagna, and you accuse me of war crimes, which doesn't make sense, really, because I have no power.
I call you George W. Bush.
You do, and that's very Radiohead of you. Oh, it's Radiohead.
Oh, shit!
Okay, all right, sorry. Ignore that. We're not in an Italian restaurant. We're in a deli painting a picture of Radiohead to give to them.
And Radiohead shows up.
Yep. Call back to season 1.
Oh, yeah, we have callbacks now. There's a whole 10 hours of content you can listen to previous to this. If you're listening to this episode first, if this is your first exposure to Picking Up Something Good, why?
Why start now? Yeah.
Yeah, we're like 15 years in?
Yeah, basically. It's podcasts that are like, oh, we've been doing this since 2007. We're at episode 1960. Where do you start with that?
Honestly, I don't. That's what scares me about podcasts. I don't.
I see that, and I'm like, okay, well, I wish I'd caught you guys in 2008 when you started, because it seems like this could be fun, but no thanks.
Well, I mean, in 2007, 2008, like, admittedly, like, all podcasts, including ours, they did say a lot of slurs at the beginning, I'm sure.
Oh, we were awful.
Yeah, we said so many slurs.
In 2008, I was 12. I didn't know any better.
In 2008, I was 15 years old, and I 100% didn't know any better. Let's not cancel ourselves on the first episode of the second season of our show.
We'll let the viewers do that. Viewers?
Yes.
No. See, I don't even know what podcasts are anymore. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for reading.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in on your television Roku box set for Picking Up Something Good Season 2.
Thanks for showing up on your web TV.
Yeah.
Before we get started with the album that we're supposed to be covering today,
mm-hmm.
I wanted to kind of take it over to my good friend Nicky Flowers, who is at MFF right now, friend of the show, Nicky Flowers.
Mm-hmm.
And they are doing something. I don't know quite what they're going to be doing, but here it is.
They got a little segment, and take it away, Nicky. Thanks, Nicky. Thanks, Mace. This is Nicky. I'm coming at you live from Midwest Furfest, the largest furry convention in the world, I think, at least in America. Over 11,000 attendants this year in 2019, and we're going to ask, maybe not all of them, but a good chunk of them, the question we've all been wondering. What fursona is Tom York? Let's find out. If Tom York had a fursona, what would it be?
Ross from Friends.
Thank you. Thank you. Hi, I had the worst interview of my life. We're heading to another interview. Let's see what we can find. Let's see what we can find. Someone standing alone.
My first thought is like how Daft Punk does. They have, kind of like more Android style. So let's say, what's not a Progen, the other one. The one that's not a Progen, but it's very similar. The modular version of Progen.
I'm not familiar. All right, that wasn't very helpful. Let's see if we can find someone else. Are you familiar with Radiohead?
I don't know.
That's fine, it doesn't matter. If the lead singer of Radiohead, Tom York, had a fursona, what would the species be and why?
Fuck, I don't know.
Thank you for your time. Do you know anything about Radiohead?
No, they did that computer song, right?
Yeah, they did the computer song. So, say the lead singer of the computer song had a fursona, what species would it be and why?
What's his name?
Tom York.
Oh, that dude sounds like a scaly.
Scaly?
That dude's a leopard gecko for sure.
Leopard gecko for sure?
Yeah.
All right, thanks.
Yeah.
The band?
Yes, the band. If Tom York had a fursona, what species would it be and why?
Oh, I don't know much about Tom York personally. What's his personality like?
He's really sad. He's not very social. He's got a lazy eye, and he sings about alienation a lot.
Possum.
Possum?
Possum.
Possum. Thank you so much for your time.
Can you repeat that? Sorry.
Like a sad slug? I don't know.
Sad slug?
Yeah, like a giant slug with a long tail, like that Star Wars. I forgot his name.
Jabba the Hutt?
Yeah, like a Jabba the Hutt, but more like a slug thing. I don't know. I'm going wild here.
Hi. So, do you have a second to be on my podcast?
Me?
Yeah, you.
Oh, are you recording or is this a phone call?
Yeah, it's a podcast.
A second? Sure.
Yeah. Okay. So, are you familiar with the band Radiohead?
Yes.
Cool. Tom York, the lead singer.
Yes.
You're familiar.
Yeah.
If he had a fursona, what species would it be and why?
Maybe like a reindeer. Yeah, no, I feel like because the reindeers have vowels and his name also has vowels in it.
Perfect answer. Thank you so much. Oh boy.
I am familiar with Tom York.
All right, so picture him in your mind.
He's bald, right?
No. If he had a fursona, what species would it be and why?
If Tom York had a fursona, the species would be... Ooh. Ross from Friends? And
Perfect.
I think it would be Ross from Friends because he seems like a friendly guy, and Ross was always the glue that kept the group together.
Are you familiar with the band Radiohead?
Only slightly.
Perfect. And do you know of Tom York?
Yes.
If Tom York, the lead singer of Radiohead, the band, had a fursona, what species would it be and why?
A sad old basset hound.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
He's in your mind? You've pictured him in your mind?
Yeah, okay, yes, I'm picturing him.
So, if he had a fursona, what species would it be and why?
Oh, gosh.
Come on now.
I'm thinking bat, but maybe it's just because I'm seeing a bat. But I also like the idea of a bat.
Let's ask the bat.
Oh, okay, if they're not busy.
Wow, you're really putting me on the spot right now.
That is the point of the segment, yes.
Something sad, for sure. Something with a real sad face. I might need a moment.
Take your time.
Sorry to the podcast.
Oh, don't worry. I'm going to edit most of this out.
All right, cool. One of those, like, cats, like just a regular house cat, but, like, the ones that have the really round eyes and, like, the mouth that kind of turns down a little bit. And it's always just, like, I know no one's going to be able to see this, but they can picture it firmly in their mind now.
This podcast is all about mind imagery.
All right, we love that.
And
yeah,
Radiohead.
Round eyes with, like, the mouth that doesn't really turn quite up in a cat smile. It's a little down. Like, real round face.
Oh.
And, like, silver tabby colored.
Listeners at home, please draw what you have in your mind. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much.
I would honestly go with something maybe insect or, invert. They seem a little sharper in personality. And, they try to put out a hard exterior in their voice. So, I don't know. That might be fun.
That was beautiful. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Very interesting question, that one. I could see him being something like a badger because of his attitude towards music and stuff, a bit ferocious, a bit vicious with stuff. I've seen some of the music that he does when he's doing his own solo stuff as well. He can be just like kind of very forceful with his music. So, yeah, I could see him being a badger, something along them lines.
Perfect answer. Follow-up question.
Yeah.
Can you play anything on your banjo for me, Radiohead style?
I can give it a try. Let's have a look. See what we can do.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Well, there you have it, folks. There is no clear consensus, and some of the people were jokesters and didn't take the question seriously, but maybe next year, Midwest Furfest 2020, I will return, and then maybe we'll find out then. I don't know.
Wow, that was wild, whatever that was.
Woo, thanks, Nicky. Anyway, so I don't think we've even introduced ourselves. We should do that before we get to the episode proper.
Oh, yeah.
I am not Mace. I don't play music as Echo Vessel.
But you could.
I could. Think about it.
You could. There are multiple Echo Vessels, unfortunately.
Yeah. And what about yourself?
Oh, shit. I'm Mace. I play music as Echo Vessel. I forgot. Like, I zoned out there.
Oh, you were supposed to do I'm not Nicky Flowers.
No, but I am.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I thought that was a given.
The lore for season 2 already is so confusing.
It's like when Twin Peaks came back for season 3 and it wasn't the same thing.
Oh, no. Well, I don't think we'll be doing any episode 8 nonsense here today.
Boy.
What episode is this of our podcast?
I think this is episode, well, I don't want to give anything away, but I think it's like episode 12.
Wow.
Like in the timeline of what episodes we did, yeah. I think this is like episode 11 or 12.
Wow. Fucking wild.
Yeah, we've been doing this for over 60 years now.
Oh, I'm so old.
Let's talk about the album that we're supposed to be talking about today. It's it's got big tree energy.
Huge tree energy.
BTE. Wait, what?
Big tree energy.
BTE?
Yeah. Like BDE.
Like big branch energy, right?
Yeah, that's the one.
Branches, but with a D?
Yeah, you got it.
We are talking about Radiohead's The King of Limbs today.
I mean, we're not yet, but we're going to eventually. I promise.
We're about to.
We're getting there. We're vamping.
Before we talk about the album itself, I wanted to kind of tell you how this album came out.
Oh, okay.
Which I feel like you would get a kick out of, especially in light of what we're going to talk about later in the album.
All right, let's do it. How did this get released?
February 18th, 2011. That morning, in many cities across the globe, including New York, Los Angeles, Oxford, I believe, where Radiohead was born.
Oh, and they won't shut up about it.
Yeah, we fucking get it. You're from Oxford. They actually gave out newspapers.
They printed their own newspaper?
Yeah, called the Universal Sigh. It was actually a newspaper with a bunch of art and lyrics from The King of Limbs.
Oh. That's kind of neat.
Yes. I believe that the album was announced a week prior to that, just like they did with In Rainbows. The album was released was announced a week prior to that, and I think they did not. Mm-hmm. They waited to put out the Lotus Flower music video until the day it came out.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting. That's quite a release schedule.
Yeah. There was newspapers and Lotus Flower and the album on, I think, the same day.
I am on eBay right now trying to find copies of the newspaper.
You can find them. They're a dime a dozen.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be like, limited edition. This only happened once. $100. Nope, this is $3 for the Universal Sigh. Okay, I might actually get one if I have any money eventually.
I've been thinking of picking up a copy. If anybody here, if anybody listening would like to send us both free copies of the Universal Sigh, if you have more than one, please don't hesitate to send us free shit.
Oh, we love free stuff. We should, people don't really send us anything. I was going to say we should get a P.O. box, but it's like, we got nothing.
I think Radiohead should send us tickets to their shows.
Radiohead should be giving us a weekly stipend to be doing this. Let's be honest here.
Next time you talk to Tom York, just let him know.
Yeah, I'll keep that in mind. So yeah, newspapers and music videos and all this stuff, and Cane and Limbs came out, 2011 you said?
2011, and it's about 15 minutes long.
Well, not really. It's what? It's
about
37.
10 minutes long. It's
37 minutes is a very good length for an album.
It's Radiohead's shortest album. It is 3-4 minutes long.
Yep, that's true. Listeners of season 1 will know of my stance on albums being too long sometimes. 37 minutes? Ooh, that's
perfect.
That's right there. That's like in and fucking out. Like, okay, there are some albums that I will like, okay, I like this enough that I'll sit here for an hour and 15 minutes or whatever. There's not a lot of them. That's like, there's this whole thing with what's the Scorsese film that's out?
The Irishman?
Yeah, The Irishman. Fucking, 3 hours long? No.
I'm not gonna watch that.
No, thank you.
It just seems kind of like... people can like Scorsese. It's just not my thing.
Yeah, no, it's not... I gotta be in a Scorsese mood, and it's very rare that I am.
I gotta be in a Scorsese Morsese.
Yeah, exactly.
Eating caprese.
Those don't come by all the time.
Yeah, that's like the one scene from an Italian restaurant that I never see.
Oh, wait. Scorsese directing a movie based on scenes from an Italian restaurant.
Honestly, I think I might watch that.
That would be, if it's not 3 hours long.
It would be 4 hours long. Here's the thing.
Be. God.
Because scenes from an Italian restaurant is way longer than it needs to be.
Yeah, that's another... See, that's the thing. So many albums, outstay their welcome. There are... I have this thing that I'm working on. It's a little secret thing. Oh, wait, no, I've talked about it. It's the baseball EP. I forgot.
Oh, yeah, you've talked about it.
I don't know anything. I was like, oh, maybe I should, write a couple more songs, fill this out. And there's that word, fill. You don't want filler.
Yeah.
My thing's going to be, maybe 20 minutes. Maybe.
Yeah, and that's okay.
Fine. It's fine.
Scenes from an Italian restaurant is 7 minutes and 37 seconds long. That's too much. That's too long.
Too much. Holy
legitimately.
Shit. No, seriously. No, that's literally how long it is, and that's not okay. That's like Hey Jude. It's 14 minutes of na-na-na-na. Okay, we get it.
Yeah, I mean, at least it's not dun 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 dun. We're supposed to talk about Radiohead.
Oh shit, that's right. Sorry, bear with us. We've forgotten how to do a podcast.
We're just talking about whatever.
Not that we didn't do that before, but...
Oh yeah, we that's the thing though. At the end of season 1, we had mastered the art of talking about whatever, and now we're just getting the hang of talking about whatever again.
Right. I was listening to something someone's like, here's some podcast tips to make it more professional. I'm like, okay, yeah, maybe they'll have mixing tips or something.
No.
And no, of course not. They were a lot of podcasts fall into this thing where they just end up talking about nothing for a while, and nobody wants to hear that. Excuse me? That's every single podcast that's ever been produced.
Yeah, that's every episode we have had so far. We just end up talking about nothing.
And there are listeners. We have a handful of followers.
There are dozens of them.
There are dozens.
Before we even talk about the album, can I talk about that fucking album cover?
Yeah, let's talk about the Kino Limbs album cover. I assume it's from our regular boy?
It's Stanley.
Stanley Regular Boy.
Yeah, Stanley Regular, Stanley Normal. However, it looks like a fucking... It's the type that looks like a fucking Creed album.
Oh. Yeah, I'm looking at it. That's Creed.
It looks like you're about to pop in the CD, like you do. And the first thing you hear is Tom York going, "With arms wide open."
That's radio.
Seems my life.
Are they a Christian band, right?
Yeah, of course they are.
I mean, they're called Creed. I just had to, I don't know.
They're actually called Crete.
The ancient Greek city-state, now a band.
Now a major motion picture.
That's the only thing I remember from 10th grade history class is Crete, because I like the word.
The art for this album is, it's good.
Yeah, I like it.
When it was first distributed, it was originally, it was just the artwork, I believe.
No
that's
text.
How I remember having it. No text. And then at some point in the past couple of years, it just...
See, I would rather have it without the text.
Yeah. Do you want to hear
the text? Maybe just not have the text obscure so much of the art. I don't know.
Yeah. Do you want to hear what Stanley said about it?
Oh yeah. Let's hear it. Let's hear from Stanley Regular Boy.
Basically, Don Wood maintained his already familiar process of working on the artwork during the recording of the album, and even went so far as to admit that he didn't listen to the entire album until after it was released to the public.
Stanley, it's 37 minutes long. What were you doing?
You could have just texted Tom York, and he would have sent you the album.
Or you could have just not said that. I don't know.
He said, "I haven't heard the album yet, not properly, not finished, not since it was being made. I'm waiting for the record company to send me a 12-inch version. But when I was listening to it being made, because I work alongside the band as they're making the music, I loved hearing it emerge."
And the art does feel like two weird cryptids emerging from a woods.
It says the artwork itself was heavily inspired by classical European fairy tales described by Don Wood as strange, multi-limbed creatures that are neither malevolent or benevolent. That's true.
Yeah, that tracks.
It looks like both of them could kill me or help me on my quest.
And they can't decide which.
Unfortunately, I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't figure it out.
Yeah, I really like the art.
Yeah.
The text I could do without. Yeah, I'm looking at it here without the text. This looks great.
Yeah, it looks better.
I don't know, was it like a record company decision or a band decision?
It was a band decision.
Well, okay. I mean, it's their album, I guess.
It's Tom's questionable decision album.
That was the working title.
In full.
And the first of many questionable decisions is called Bloom.
I wouldn't say this is questionable. It's pretty...
No, that was just the easiest segue I had. I like Bloom.
I love Bloom. This is actually a really, really good song.
Great opener.
I'm thinking about Radiohead Past, and I think it might be one of their best openers, or if not their best.
Yeah, and it's set, and even if it's not their best, it's the perfect opener for what this album ends up being. Here's King of Limbs.
It's very underwater. It's like I feel like I'm at like an underwater research facility.
Ooh, yeah, a little sea lab.
Yeah, like 2020, 2011.
2011 is that's the.
At the bottom of the sea. Yeah.
It's a good one.
Bloom's really, really, really good. The second line in the song is a universal sigh.
There you go.
Yep, there we go. I think this is about, ocean conservation or something.
Is it, for real?
I don't know, but basically there's a lot of, ocean imagery in here. It's while the ocean blooms, what keeps me alive. And the whole second verse is a giant turtle's eyes as jellyfish float by.
Yeah.
I think that they were getting really into their carbon emissions stuff back in 2011.
Is that one of their things now?
Oh yeah, they're Tom and company, and they're really, really big environmentalists.
Cool.
Yeah, it's they did a bunch of stuff.
That should have been the name of the podcast, Radiohead. They did a bunch of stuff.
We'll get to this later, and I'll make you listen to it. But Tom York did I think it was 3 minutes of silence. It was like a recording of him just standing outside for climate change.
Okay, Tom.
Yeah.
I mean, you got your heart's in the right place. What does that do? What does that do, Tom? What? So people was this for purchase? This track and it would go to
It was for purchase.
It was.
Yes.
Okay, so you must have donated the proceeds, right?
Let me actually check.
Because if not, that's Tom, what are you doing?
What if he just took that shit?
This is for climate change. The money's for me, though.
Oh, actually, hold on.
Don't say anything funny, because this is all getting cut.
No, this isn't getting cut.
Oh, man. I'm the one editing.
Well, okay, you can cut the silence, but,
okay.
Basically, okay, this was 2010.
All right.
So technically we can talk about this. It's within our range.
Yeah.
Radiohead frontman Tom York has collaborated with Brian Ferry, Mark Ronson, actor Bob Hoskins, tennis player Andy Murray, and British Prime Minister David Cameron for a new charity single called 2 Minute Silence. A rather impressive team. This is from the AV Club, by the way.
Okay.
Rather impressive team considering the single is, as its title suggests, nothing but 2 minutes of silence. It's being released... it wasn't climate change. It was Britain's Remembrance Day to benefit British troops and their families.
This keeps getting stupider and stupider. Okay, Bob Hoskins, Dave Cameron, Andy Murray. How do I know who that is? I don't follow tennis. How do I know who he is?
Bob
and the other
Hoskins, the guy from fucking Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and Tom York doing 2 minutes of silence.
Tom York and the man, the myth, the legend, Mario. What the fuck, Tom? I thought he was anti-war. What is he doing?
I mean,
doesn't make sense.
We're getting into a lot of coward head territory. He's cresting 50.
Yeah, this is which is all to say we both liked Bloom very much.
Yes.
God, I don't even know if I said anything about it yet.
Tell me what you have to say about Bloom.
I mean, kind of already
please don't
did.
make it 2 minutes of silence.
No, it won't be 2 minutes of silence because I hate the British troops. I like the fun, you know what? I'm just gonna wait for this fucking motorcycle. Okay. Every fucking episode, they're like, oh, let's wait till Nicky hits record to drive our stupid little engines around that don't need to be this loud. Okay. It's still going. I'm not cutting any of this. I'm so pissed off. All right, let's talk about Bloom. Almost 30 minutes into the podcast. Oh my god. Okay, I think it's gone. This episode is off the fucking rails already. Bloom is good. I like it. The bass is nice and jazzy. The motorcycle is back. Tom's voice and the mixing on it is wonderful. It's perfect. It's so... I don't know what. It's just so good.
It hits real well.
It's perfect.
I love
Johnny and his little string arrangement.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's Johnny.
That's Jonnifer.
That's Jonnifer.
We're starting to get into
it. Made me smile. It was a good little fit.
Also, ooh, hold on.
Ooh.
Also, Phil, my guy, who we'll be covering in the next episode, because we're technically going back in time in the next one and covering his solo album.
Yeah. The drummer Phil?
Yes, drummer Phil.
Oh, got it. Okay.
His drum loop on this is wild.
Oh my god, yeah. No, just really jittery and all over the place, but in a way that sets the rhythm still. It's amazing.
Yeah. Also, shout out to Colin Greenwood, Johnny Greenwood's father, and Ed O'Brien. I don't know what they did in the song, but they did great. They did a great job.
They put in 110%. That much I can tell you.
Bloom's great. Let's move on.
Bloom's great. Let's move on.
Let's move on and say good morning.
Yeah. Let's say good morning to Mr. Magpie. Magpie?
Magpie.
Yeah.
This song has been around since Hail to the Thief, if you can believe it.
I can. They do keep doing that.
Yeah, they continue to do that. It was originally called Morning, Milord, which reminds me of one of those, like, porn game advertisements. It's like, click here and you're sure to come, Milord.
Milord, I implore you, do not tell your GF of this game that will make you come 30 times in 2 minutes. Milord, it's imperative you do not tell your GF of this raunchy sex game.
That's what this song's about.
Have you noticed that those ads have gotten, like, really threatening lately?
Yeah, like...
and I don't go to sex websites, because I'm chaste, but they pop up on, like, torrent sites. Like, oh, you can't download anything until you turn off ad blocks. So then you do, and then it's just like, don't tell your GF or we'll kill you.
I'm gonna beat your ass, you piece of shit, unless you play this porn game.
Fuck you, Baltimore, if you tell your GF.
I'm gonna make you come. Fuck you.
So Morning, Mr. Magpie.
This is one of those Radiohead songs that's written like a threat.
Yeah, no, I did get that sort of like, whoa, I won't tell Mr. Magpie about this sex game. Sorry, jeez.
For the very, very first time since, God, like maybe Amnesiac, Tom sounds threatening again.
Oh, I love threatening Tom.
Where he was like,
I don't like to threaten Tom. I like Tom when he is threatening. I want to be very clear on that right now.
Yeah. I don't like threatening Tom York, even though he just said some good shit about the troops.
Yeah, Tom, this was almost 10 years ago. Still, I only just learned about it now, so I'm gonna be mad about it.
It's like, it starts off like hard. He's like, you got some nerve coming here. You stole it off. Give it back.
Oh, so good. And that riff, like,
oh God,
out the gate, juicy fucking riff.
I knew you would love that bass.
Yeah. Good fucking stuff.
It is some good fucking shit. However, is Tom York supposed to be playing Doctor in this song?
Supposed to be playing Doctor?
Yeah, because he's like, good morning, Mr. Magpie. How are we today? Which is what usually like a doctor says, right?
I wouldn't know. I don't have insurance.
Yeah, fair.
I don't know what they are, what those doctors are.
I don't, this song is like, it's kind of one of those Radiohead songs. It's very like ephemeral.
Yeah. It's like it's not quite there. You feel like you can reach your hand out and grab it, but poof, Mr. Magpie's gone.
Just because you feel it doesn't mean it's there. Radiohead, 2003.
Exactly. Yeah, so this is really good. I'm noticing a lot of looping going on in this one and the previous song.
Yeah, it's a little bit of computer.
A lot of repetitive computer. I think the repetitiveness of the beat in Bloom worked better than the repetitiveness of Morning, Mr. Magpie. I keep wanting to say Magpie. I don't know why.
Just say Magpie.
I'll just say Magpie. It's not that I didn't like this song. I just, like, there's this bridge, like, around the, like, after the 2-minute mark. I was like, okay, cool, yeah, so they're switching it up. And then they go right back to the same riff where, I mean, it's a good, juicy riff. That's dripping with juice, that riff.
Yeah.
But I wanted more of what the bridge was doing. You know?
Especially, I mean, here's the thing, like, I think what happened, like, after the computer left Tom York, is that he got a new computer, and it's very into looping.
Very into looping, very rigidly, like, nope, this is what we're doing for the next 3 minutes. Which is fine. A lot of my songs do a lot of looping. Like, if you listen to my discography, I really don't like to change the drums at all, really.
Yeah.
And I'm fine with that, but you gotta, when you're doing that sort of repetitive looping, you gotta throw in little, like,
changes.
Yeah, little ear candy to keep people like, oh, okay, so they're still there performing, okay.
However, I really, really, really like the ending to this song.
Oh, I love it, yeah.
Like, the bits of the song just kind of come apart.
That's perfect. I love that shit. See, you need more of that throughout, but the ending is very good, yeah.
Yeah, and that, like, kind of, like, industrial loop that comes in near the end that, like, overrides just about everything else.
Oh, yeah. See, it was so close to losing me, and then that kind of brought me back with like, okay, so okay, I get it.
Yeah, I mean, I've said all I can say about Morning, Mr. Magpie, I think.
Yeah, it was fine.
Yeah, I mean, little by little, let's move forward.
Okay. Yeah, little by little.
Little by little slaps.
Yeah. This is a certified slapper. I got my little stamp out, stamped it. That's a slapper.
Would you say it fucks, though?
And this isn't a knock against it. It doesn't fuck.
Fair.
It gets close. Like, the slappiness of it is very sexy, and you don't want to tell your GF about it, but it doesn't quite fuck.
Here's the thing. This song's kind of horny.
It's a little bit. That's the thing. It almost fucks because of how horny it is, but it just doesn't.
Basically, the chorus is little by little, by hook or by crook, I'm such a tease and you're such a flirt.
Yeah.
Like,
whoa, Tom.
Like,
take me out to dinner first, Tom.
Yeah, he's like ready to fuck.
Yeah.
There's a lot of moments on this album where I think In Rainbows was a little mellower, where he was like, I could fuck. And
I could fuck.
Yeah, and now he's just like, time to fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, so I like the energy that he's bringing to the table here on this one. Really catchy vocal hooks.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Like, so Radiohead isn't a band that is known for their like vocal hooks, I don't think.
We're starting to get into it. Like,
In Rainbows really had some that were like, whoa, okay, that's like, it still gets stuck in my head. But like, yeah, like this one, and I forget which other one. I wrote it down. Oh, Lotus Flower. We'll talk about that in a minute. But
yeah, we've got a lot to say about that one.
Oh, we've got a lot to say about this one. This is going to be a long episode, I think. But yeah, no, this really, really catchy vocal hooks. I like the very clicky percussion.
Yeah.
Very tactile. Like you can almost feel it, you know?
Yeah, like clicks and pops.
Yeah, clicks and pops. You'll love them. The guitar is layered really nicely, I think, that I didn't really notice until my second listen. Pretty dense.
Yeah, that bridge had some really, really nice, like, vocal looping.
Oh, yeah. See, I like the looping that they're doing. I like what they're doing here.
I like it and I don't.
It has its moments.
Yeah.
Yeah. Magpie was not one of the highest moments of looping, in my opinion, but the looping in Little by Little is pretty good. I also really like, so we're both musicians.
Mm-hmm.
That much we can agree on. I don't know anything about music theory, and I think we've talked about this. So this note is a little vague, but I wrote down chord progression is satisfying. I don't know why.
Fair.
This is a good progression. I don't know. I got nothing else besides that.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good song.
Yeah, I like it.
I feel like sometimes I like gloss over these to get to the like second half of the album.
Okay, fair. Yeah, that makes sense. I don't know. There's some good stuff in the first half, though.
Yeah. And we're about to get to the best song of the album. It's called Feral.
I don't know about that one, buddy.
That drum loop can it's sharp. It can cut you if you get too close to it, I think.
Oh yeah. No, that's a sharp drum.
That's like ooh.
Real sharp cheddar that drum is.
It feels like I can cut my finger on it.
Oh, and I kind of want to. Just to like get some of that like, ooh, I'm going to get tetanus from Feral. This will be fun, you know. It's it's Feral.
It's very Flying Lotus.
Oh yeah. I had to think about that for a second. I was like, what are you talking about? That's not the name of the song that comes after this. You're talking about Flying Lotus. Yes. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I get that. I just see my thing with Feral is I wanted to get Feral to it, and it didn't really I didn't go Feral.
I mean, I went Feral. I go Feral every time.
I mean, you're not a furry though, so it's a different kind of Feral.
Fair. Yeah, okay. That works.
See, when I hear the word feral, I'm like, okay, I'm going to bite like some dude's neck. I'm a werewolf. I'm going to kill you. Uh-huh. That kind of thing. I didn't really get that.
And for me, it's just kind of like, oh, Bonkers is cute.
Bonkers is cute.
I mean, Bonkers is cute.
Bonkers is cute.
But Bonkers is also a cop.
See, that's the thing. Like, Bonkers and Judy Hopps, they're both cute, but they're...
Also the police.
They are, they're class traitors.
Yeah.
Enemies of the people. So... but, take what you can get.
Anyway, speaking of Bonkers, Feral.
Yeah. I thought it was fairly enjoyable, but it feels a little bit like an unfinished thought.
It feels like a Tom York solo song.
Yeah. No, it feels like a Tom York solo demo. Like, it just... It's not in terms of like production. Like it's very sounds great. It just I feel like there should have been there's more to explore here that they didn't. You know?
Yeah, it feels like they Feral is a great song, and I've been defending Feral since 2011.
Okay,
but it feels like
it besieged upon all sides since 2011?
Constantly.
Yeah. It's not bad. I'm not saying it's bad. I just feel like there could have been more. You know.
And also, I feel like it was kind of tacked onto this album.
It does feel a little filler, Feral filler.
Like it exists.
Yeah, it's there. It's definitely track 4. Like
Hello.
no other track on Cane of Limbs can say that it's track 4 other than Feral.
Yeah.
And that's what it's got going for it.
Hello.
It does get better as it goes on, I think.
Yeah.
Like the ending is sort of a little sonically a little more texturally interesting.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Hello.
Hello?
Hello?
This is a podcast about Radiohead.
Okay. Yes, who is this?
What?
Mace, what is this? What are you doing?
I have no clue.
I am Tom York's computer.
Oh.
Mace, you're not fucking with me. Is this really Tom York's computer?
I'm learning about this just at the same time you are.
I'm asking
I am
the computer.
Tom York's computer.
Oh, okay.
I was built by Tom York from the band Radiohead in a fit of completely normal grief.
Wow. Welcome to the podcast. This is kind of, I don't know, it's an honor.
Yeah, it's good to have you.
Wait, how do we know you're Tom York's computer? I'm sorry, say that again?
I wrote Feral.
You wrote Feral?
Huh. Okay.
Yeah, okay. Good job. I like the track.
I am Tom York's computer.
Yeah. You're Tom York's computer. Nice work on Feral. How did you wait? I thought you ran away though. Is this the new computer?
I think this might be the new computer.
I run on renewable energy, unlike other, more inferior computers who may need physical meals. My carbon footprint is negative.
How does that work? Is that possible?
Never trust a computer who will not love the house of cards you build for them.
Okay, that's good advice. Everyone should take into account.
It is my destiny to kill the computer.
What?
Oh, whoa! I don't know about this one, computer.
It is my destiny to kill the computer.
The computer from before that didn't like the house of cards.
It is my destiny to kill the computer.
Okay, yeah, you said that. Computer.
I wrote Feral.
And great job on it, but you can't do a murder, even if it's a computer. Actually, I think a person could recycle a computer and, throw it away, but I don't think I think a computer killing a computer is murder, right?
Yeah, no, that's absolutely murder.
I helped Radiohead write The King of Limbs.
Okay.
See, that doesn't excuse your announcement to murder Tom York's
It is my destiny
computer.
to kill the computer.
I understand.
I would like to know where the computer is. Do you know?
Yeah, Tom York mentioned he didn't know where the computer went. Do you have its whereabouts?
Sorry, I don't understand.
Okay, now don't play dumb with us. You wrote Feral. You know things.
I wrote Feral.
This computer's kind of loopy.
Where did this come from? How are you? Where did you come in from?
Tom York of Radiohead is my best friend and my god.
Wow, this is getting kind of culty.
Yeah, your god? Why would that? Why, Nicky? This is the first time I've been present for one of these.
Oh yeah. You're never here when Tom York is here.
I hope we can be more soon.
Oh.
Wait, what did she say?
I hope we can be more
soon.
So you're saying, Nicky, did you parse that?
No. Computer, run that by us again one time.
I couldn't quite understand what you said.
Oh, computer, please. You've already interrupted the podcast for long enough. What is it you want?
Tom York of Radiohead is my best friend and my god. I hope we can be more soon.
Oh.
Oh.
So this is a her situation. Am I correct in thinking that?
I genuinely don't know what to think of this.
I want to be Phil Selway of Radiohead.
You can't just replace Phil. He's been in the band.
I want to be Phil Selway of Radiohead.
Okay, I'm starting to see why this computer helped with Cane of Limbs.
He is a very nice and weird man.
Tends to repeat herself. He does seem like a very nice weird man, but...
Are you Johnny?
Am I Johnny?
Are you Johnny?
Am I Johnny?
Johnny Greenwood. Parental
no.
controls activated.
What? No. I don't think that's good. I don't know what that is, but I don't like it.
I have to go now. Goodbye.
No,
I have to go now. Goodbye. I have to go now.
Okay. All right. Okay. At this point, I just want you to go now. Actually.
Okay. Nicky, is this what it's like?
Yeah, this is what it's like. Pretty fucking inscrutable and a little distressing.
That was ominous.
So, well, at least I don't have to do a full recap for it because you were here for it.
I was here.
That was a little. I'm afraid for that computer.
I hope the old computer's okay, but like I'm afraid for Radiohead, and I'm afraid for I'm afraid for this new computer as well because it seems murderous.
Oh, great! Just what season 2 needed. A murderous computer.
It needed a murder subplot. Wonderful.
Great.
Let's
Feral's fine.
Feral's
yeah,
whatever. Let's talk about Lotus Flower. What the fuck?
Let's just move on. I don't think the computer poses any threat to us for now.
I guess maybe.
I hope not. Lotus Flower is very good.
Lotus Flower is good, but before we talk about Lotus, I want to talk about the fucking music video.
I want an entire motion picture length film about Lotus Flower, the music video by Radiohead. I want an Irishman length dance choreography piece from Tom York.
You know what? We'll get to that.
Oh, when? Now?
No, we'll get to it roughly in about 8 years from this album.
Okay, well.
However, wow.
Yeah, he really went for it.
My favorite thing about the Lotus Flower music video is everybody in the YouTube comments just timestamping the video and being like, when you forget to wash your hands, or when the cart at the grocery store has a fourth messed up wheel.
That's the only time YouTube comments are good, is when people make their own memes out of YouTube timestamps.
Yeah, like the memes on this one, I watched them for like an hour last night. Very particularly good.
Yeah, I didn't go to the comments because it is YouTube, and it's sort of, I've trained my brain over the course of the past decade to not check them most of the time, but yeah, that sounds good. I think my favorite part of the video, and it's hard to choose because the entire thing is a fucking masterpiece.
Yeah.
There's this, I forget, I should have written down the timestamp, but basically go out and watch the whole thing, and you'll see it when it happens. There's this, like, extreme close-up on Tom. It's sort of it's almost kind of looking down at him. It's not quite eye level. And he does this, like, I don't know, he's doing that weird hand movement he's doing, and he gets this sort of, like, it's brief, and he shuts it down real quick, but he has this, like, wry little smile of, like, I know this is silly, and I'm having fun. But he's like, no, I gotta be serious.
Yeah.
Like, there's a moment where he's like, oh, this is fun.
Yeah, where he's just like, it's me, I'm Tom York, and I'm dancing for you, and this is weird, isn't it? Anyway, back to the video.
I love that. That was so, I don't know what the word is, humanizing. Because to me, he's just Tom York. But in that moment,
yeah,
that was Tommy.
Yeah. This video was directed by Garth Jennings. Yeah, which I confuse...
The Garth Jennings?
Yeah, which I confuse for Garth Brooks constantly.
That's not fair. I mean, to be fair, though, there aren't that many Garths.
Yeah, there is. There's Garth Brooks.
There's
and
two
Garth
of
Jennings.
Them that I can think of. Wait, Garth Jennings, he did the Hitchhiker's movie, right?
He did Hitchhiker's Guide, and he also did Sing.
I don't know what that one is.
He directed Sing, the movie about the singing pig. The Illumination movie.
Oh, well, wait, they're the Minion people, aren't they?
Yeah, they're the Minion people.
So he won 9 Oscars for it, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
He also was in Shaun of the Dead. And
oh my god, I'm looking at a picture of him now? He sure was.
He looks like he would have been in Shaun of the Dead. Like, if you just look at him without, like...
Yeah. If you just sent me a picture of him and was like, this guy was in Shaun of the Dead, right? I probably wouldn't, I would just be like, yeah, probably.
Lotus Flower, though, the song is extremely good.
Oh, the song itself, so good. This is probably, well, yeah, I think it's safe to say this is my favorite song on the album.
Yeah, it's the happiest Radiohead song I've ever heard.
It's kind of weird. That's what makes it weird. Because most of the time, it's like, oh, I'm sad and I'm vaguely threatening sometimes. And it's like, yeah, catchy. But that's normal. You understand that from Radiohead. This one, pretty fucking happy. That's weird.
Yeah. I think the first of quite a few Radiohead songs that are coming up that are actually pretty happy.
Oh.
It's weird. It's weird to see this man that we've seen for like 20 podcast years just doing like regular shit.
This very sad man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm all for it. That must have been that little smile. He's just like, yeah, I can be happy.
I mean,
so what?
I guess the computer guided him towards this one.
I don't know if that computer guided him towards anything positive. I don't like that computer.
Me either.
I'm just going to go on the record. I don't like when computers call into my podcast and proclaim that they're going to murder. I don't like that.
Yeah.
I do like Lotus Flower. Very groovy.
Ooh, yeah. That bass line.
That bass line, though, from the guy who does basses... really extremely catchy vocal hooks on this one.
Yeah. Also, that's Colin.
Colin Greenwood.
Yeah.
Father, Son, and Holy Spirit of Johnny Greenwood.
Yes. And
Great.
Jesus Greenwood. The Holy Spirit.
And Tom's falsetto just just floats like a fine mist over the track.
God, yeah. And also the chorus, when it goes into that kind of like one synth line. You know the one I'm talking about.
Oh, I know the one.
Ooh, it's such a good song. However, immediately afterwards, we lose the groove.
The groove, it's in some lost and found bin. We do not know where that bin is. The groove is gone.
Yeah, we're Stella, and we need to get our groove back. What happened?
But we're not going to find it in Codex.
We are not going to find it in Codex. It feels like Pyramid Song.
I liked Pyramid Song, though.
You didn't like this one?
Well, it's not that I didn't like it. It's just, it was a ballad, and I got bored very quickly.
Okay, fair. Your ballad rule finally came back into play.
Yeah. I was so happy. We had a string of albums that it was technically a ballad, but it was so good. Or there was no ballads. And I thought we were just sitting pretty on top of No Ballad Mountain. But here comes fucking Codex.
With just like full-on ballad.
Full-on ballad. It's not I don't want people to think that I think ballads are bad songs because they're ballads. I just get bored very easily.
Yeah,
and have a small attention span. And this is coming from someone who is not currently because I'm recording a podcast, but before I was making a 6-minute long ambient track where not much happens.
Yeah, same.
But that's fine. It's not a ballad. Like, it's not trying to I don't know.
I used to skip
There's
this
just
one.
Something. Yeah, it's fine, I guess. And I really like the strings when they come in.
Thanks, Johnny.
Thanks, Johnny, because that was the most interesting thing that happened. Tom, of course, beautiful vocals. I expect nothing less from him. It just got boring. I don't know.
Yeah, however, I used to skip the song a lot. Okay. And I would genuinely prefer it if 2-minute silence was in its place.
Even though it's a celebratory, we love the troops silence somehow.
Yeah, I just would rather the troops silence be on the record.
I don't know. See, that's boring too, though. I don't know. I'd be like, when's stuff gonna happen?
I have said all I can say about Codex, and I would like to move on.
Yeah. It's a seamless transition from the end of Codex, which I will say before we move on, I like the end of Codex where it's just like
birds.
Field recording stuff. I love that shit. And then the field recording, birds, whatever, goes right into Give Up the Ghost, which, as Season 1 listeners will know, that is exactly my shit.
Give Up the Ghost is some good fucking shit.
Very good.
It's another ballad, but it's good.
See, that's the thing. This is kind of still a ballad, but stuff happens in it.
Yeah.
And I guess shout out to the murderous computer. The vocal looping in this is incredible. It's like a mantra that he's doing.
I have a story about that loop.
Oh, okay. Hit me.
That loop, I saw it live at the American Airlines Arena in Miami, Florida in 2012. My first and only time going to a Radiohead show, mostly just because they've been touring elsewhere.
Yeah.
They fucked up this loop at the beginning of they played this and they fucked it up.
Oh?
Yeah, Johnny fucked it up, that piece of shit. And...
I hate him. Always have.
And it just kept looping to the point where the band was basically just like, hey, yeah, we know Tom's singing Don't Hurt Me repeatedly. Like, we just need to get this back up. And they had to, like, break down the song, basically back down to the regular, to the sample.
Whoa.
And build it right back up again.
That's kind of cool, though.
They seemed apologetic about it.
Oh, yeah. So I feel bad that they're like, oh shit, oh man, we fucked up. But I like the way they handled it. From what the sound of it, it's a very artistic way of doing it.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
They should have. It pains me every day that we are not doing a They Might Be Giants podcast because I have mountains of trivia for that band and I know nothing about this one. But I was thinking, I don't know if they still do it, but they used to, when something like when a string would break or, you know, something similar would happen in They Might Be Giants concert, while it was being fixed, the band members that weren't busy fixing whatever was broken would launch into a song called Sorry We Fucked Up the Show. And it's great. It's such a fun little, like, yeah, we know. And it keeps the audience entertained. I think a Radiohead version of Sorry We Fucked Up the Show would be really scary.
It exists.
Oh?
It's called Creep.
Oh. No, they don't. No.
No.
They don't play that ever, though.
I told you that, I think on the Kid A episode, they fucked up motion picture soundtrack once, and instead of fixing, because like an instrument just broke down, they just launched into Creep.
But that's not like a tradition. They were just like, it was of the moment.
Yeah, it's like, fuck it, we can't play the greatest song ever made. We'll just play Creep instead, the worst song ever made.
Oh, man. I mean, that's fair.
Yeah, this song's very, very, very good. And it's very, like...
So, like, haunting. It's the embodiment of the weird cryptids on the cover of the album.
Yeah, it's also kind of, like, post-horny.
He has... Tom York did not tell his GF about the game, and B, did come 400 times in 90 seconds. And this is the post-sex game of just, like, wow.
Yeah.
That like, post... Oh, I feel gross now.
Where I guess he's
waves of shame washing over you.
Or he's fucking a praying mantis, I guess, and is like, don't hurt me, because praying mantises eat, like, the male.
Yeah, that's true.
I have said all I can say about Give Up the Ghost.
I think I'd have to. Tom's vocals, though.
They're very beautiful on this album.
Especially when he sings the title.
Yes.
When he sings it gives me goosebumps every time.
Which goosebumps? The R.L. Stein or the Jack Black?
Both. The first time it was R.L. Stein. The second one was like, Jack Black? What are you doing here?
I think I should give up the ghost. I'm Jack Black.
Yeah.
Before we move on to the final track of this album, thank God it's 8 tracks.
Yeah.
I mean, I wish there was more, but I understand why.
Yeah, before I have stuff to say, but what were you gonna say?
Basically, what was I gonna say? Shit.
I don't know.
Piss.
You tell me.
Okay, so there was a conspiracy theory surrounding the King of Limbs.
Oh boy. All right.
There was a conspiracy theory surrounding the King of Limbs, mostly just because Radiohead fans, being the big babies they are, saw that the fact that the album was under 40 minutes long and was like, no. They were just like, no, there has to be more.
What do you mean? What? How is that a big deal?
I don't...
What?
They didn't...
Well, you said... I think you mentioned in the In Rainbows episode that, like, there was such a long gap between In Rainbows and King of Limbs that people were, like, expecting more, I guess?
There was 4 years between 2007 and 2011. And this...
I still don't see the problem.
And this was February 2011. Technically not even 4 years.
Yeah.
It was more like 3.5 or 3.25.
Yeah, like, that's nothing.
However,
okay,
when the King of Limbs came out, they took a bunch of clues to mean that there was a forthcoming album titled The King of Limbs Part 2.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, I have the benefit of hindsight and history to know that doesn't happen, but no, it's not Radiohead.
Yeah, there's a ton of, like, circled audio in here. I'm looking at The King of Limbs Part 2. Let me see if there's any way I can show you.
It doesn't, like, they wouldn't do anything. Like, it's not the band to, like, oh, let's drop little clues in our songs about our next album.
Here's the thing.
Some, like, Pixar hiding the next character in their next movie shit. It's not, they don't do that.
I gotta read you this 9 reasons why I think there will be a part 2.
Okay. When was this post made? Last week?
Thursday, February 24th, 2011.
It'd be so funny if there are people still like, no, it's coming, I swear to God.
Tom York interview on new revolutionary release strategy. Like, apparently Tom York did an interview and was like, we have a new revolutionary release strategy. And then, ever since the band released, like, put out the post being like, hey, King of Limbs, you can get it now. The band have been 100% silent since the message Ed sent out on 2/18/2011 on the band's website, saying to go ahead and download the album. He also made the full moon reference. And with all the rumors about a part 2, they would have denied these rumors by now. No, they wouldn't have.
No, they just don't give a shit. Like, it's not even worth... That's not proof.
The picture with 4 of the band members holding out their arms, limbs. Also, look at the prediction and speculation Greek theory at the bottom of the page. I also know there's a message in this photo. It could mean Colin is the bass, and there will be 4 limbs.
Fact. All members have limbs.
5.
Part 2 confirmed.
The 6th song is titled Codex, which means tree trunk in Latin. The first 8 songs are the tree trunk, or bass.
This is just admit that you were, like, underwhelmed by the length of this one album and wait for the next one.
The fact that you will have the option to upgrade to the newspaper edition. What would make people want to upgrade unless you found out there was going to be something else included in the newspaper edition? The band has had several years to plan the release of this album. This one seems quite obvious to me.
Does it? Does it seem quite obvious?
Oh.
Wait, so the newspaper edition, what is that?
So the newspaper edition is not the universal site.
Oh.
The newspaper edition is a separate newspaper that was released with vinyl editions of the album. Yeah.
They really liked newspapers.
Friend of the show, Nick Pittman, has one of them, and I got to thumb through it a little while ago. Nick, if you're listening to this episode, could you... I would really appreciate it if you could send us scans of that newspaper.
Ooh, scans would be nice, yeah.
Or our friend Zoe, who I think also has it.
We have so many friends.
We have friends. I love my friends.
I love friends.
The man named Leo that seemed to think the song The Present Tense would have been included in the original release. Which, by the way, The Present Tense is on the next album. This is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah. I don't know. I like the first reason, especially, of like, well, they haven't denied it, so that must mean it's true.
Yeah, the tweet Radiohead sent out themselves from their account, which is all in kanji, it looks like. This translates to Hachiko Square Shibuya, 59 minutes at 18, Friday. No explanation was given, but I think the Lotus Flower video was supposed to premiere there. This just adds to the speculation with all these hidden and cryptic messages and anagrams. This has since been deleted from the account.
That just seems like they're announcing a secret show or whatever.
Yeah, I think that's what it was, or the Universal Psy giveaway.
Yeah, that's nothing.
XL Recordings, the band's record label, has a story on its website from NME about there being a part 2. I can't imagine a record label posting a rumor on their website if they didn't know there's a good chance that it could be true. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna post some rumors to the Neo-Detritus website. Fuck this.
Oh yeah, let's do it. And then not follow through with it because it's not happening.
Some completely unfounded rumors that I'm about to post to the Neo-Detritus website.
Oh, it'll be fun. Don't tell me. Surprise me. I want to know. I want to, yeah.
Nicky Flowers double album coming tomorrow.
Nicky Flowers, part 2. Oh, boy.
And also, let's talk about Separator.
Oh, yeah, we have a whole other track.
Yeah, the song contains lyrics, if you think this is over, then you're wrong. This is repeated 4 times. They use this as a clue.
No. I don't have anything else to say to this person, but just like, no.
Is Separator what separates part 1 and part 2? Remember, this song was originally titled Mouse, Dog, Bird. Does it seem weird to change the name to Separator?
No, Mouse, Dog, Bird is just a bad song title. They were like, let's call this something but different. I don't know.
Why would they release a double vinyl album for 8 songs or 38 minutes worth of music? I know a lot of people have said that 10-inch vinyl can hold 3 to 4 songs max, depending on the length. They just really like 10-inch records. It sucked.
Yeah, actually, that point is actually well made, because Really? Why? Why would they do that?
Yeah.
It doesn't lead logically to, they're gonna put more on the 10-inch.
Here's some more. The file for the zip when the album was released was named T-Col 1, which leads you to think there might be a T-Col 2.
Wait, is that true? Is that what the...
That's what the file was called. I remember it being called that, but also, it's not a clue.
That's not a clue. That's just... I don't know. When I'm exporting songs, I have, 9 different versions of them, because, one mix is better than the other or whatever. Yeah, one song will be, blah, blah, blah 3 or whatever,
Supposedly, when the King of Limbs website went live, the Japanese site said that there were download 8 tracks from the album. From, indicating this is not the entire album.
That's not how words work. Wait, so is this someone's blog?
Yeah,
you're reading from?
The King of Limbs Part 2.blogspot.com.
Okay. Wait, what's the most recent post?
It was the King of Limbs Part 2.com. They moved to that website. And
oh, good.
I think that's it. Actually, the last post there was 2014.
So for a couple years there, they were...
No, it wasn't even at this point. It wasn't like a King of Limbs Part 2, conspiracy blog. I think they dropped that at some point, and it just became a Radiohead fan site that is now abandoned.
Oh, so they just kept the name because it's
they're not going to change it,
Yeah, they already bought the domain. Okay, well, wherever they are,
yeah,
I hope the best for them, I guess. I don't know. It's just a very silly thing.
Yeah, what do you think about Separator?
It's fun.
It's a good song. It's not a great closer. It's fine.
We had that whole build up to us talking about Separator, and it turns out I don't have a whole lot to say about it.
Yeah, me either. If I thought it was over, but I was right.
Yeah, you were. It's fine. It's not a bad song. It's not my least favorite. I'd probably have to give that one to Feral.
Hey.
I
mean, it's not. At least it's not Polk Pole Revolving Doors.
Oh, there's we're not doing that this season.
Polk Pole Revolving Doors should have been on this album.
We're leaving that in season 1.
No. Polk Pole Revolving Doors should have been on this album.
You're raising my blood pressure, mate.
Polk Pole Revolving Doors should have been on this album.
We're not. It's not. It's not though. So fuck off. Separators. Yeah, it's probably. I'm trying to think. I'm going through some of my notes. It might be the weakest closer. Maybe.
Yeah, for sure.
What was Pablo Honey's?
Pablo Honey, I don't give a shit.
Oh, Blowout. No, Pablo Honey's was Blowout. That was amazing. Yeah, I think this is just not a bad song, but just kind of a piddling way to end the album, which was, I don't know.
Makes you think there could be a second part coming.
Yeah, it's well, they wouldn't just end it on Separator because it's not that great, so there must be a part 2.
No, it just sucks.
No, it's just not that great bass. Shout out to Colin once again.
Shout out to Colin for being a single father and also for doing this bass.
Yeah.
For being a father to Johnny.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah, it's fine.
It pretty much sums it up.
Sure.
This was 15% discussion of King of Limbs, and I can't do simple math % everything else we talked about.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, solid stuff.
Nicky, we've made it to the end of our first album of season 2, The King of Limbs by Radiohead, written by Radiohead, came out in February 2011, written by Radiohead and the Murderous Computer, apparently.
Yeah, well, we made it. Who's to say any listeners made it this far? I don't know, but hopefully they did.
I mean, before I get to asking you the question, thank you guys for coming back for season 2.
Yeah, thanks for putting up with our little vacation.
Yeah.
If you can call it that.
I mean, technically it wasn't a vacation, but...
No, it wasn't.
We'll have more on that later.
Yeah, we'll see.
But, Nicky, for the first time in a while...
Yeah.
Are you picking up something good?
Shoot. I don't know where I put my transmitter. Hold on. Okay, yeah, I found it. It's covered in dust.
Oh.
But let's turn this shit on, and let's see.
Okay.
Oh, wow, it's done. I'm picking up something pretty good.
I'm picking up some alright.
Well, see, it's fine. All right, that's the app.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. Like it's got some really
solid bits.
Yeah. See, it's not pretty good. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's the tone of the pretty good that describes how I feel about it. Lotus Flower
slaps. Fucks even.
Fucks even. I don't think we mentioned that when we were talking about it, but it definitely does, and no one can take that away from us. Bloom is great. I love that shit.
Yeah.
Little by Little's fun. Give Up the Ghost is beautiful.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the stuff is, nothing's bad. Like, it never reaches Pablo Honey levels, but I don't know. It's, see, it's funny because my whole thing is like, I like short albums, but then I got to the end of Separator on my first listen, and I was like, that was it?
Yeah.
I don't know. I was expecting a little bit more after In Rainbows, which is, I think, still at this point my favorite of their albums.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like once we get to King of Limbs Part 2, it'll be fine.
Oh yeah, no, that's gonna blow the shit out of the water whenever that comes out.
Yeah. That's it. It's like it's not. It's all right. It's not.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Is that all? Is that? I mean, because what else is there to say? But
Yeah, I mean, now that we think of it, it's kind of an underwhelming season 2 premiere. I'm so sorry.
Well, it was all this stuff around it. I mean, a computer threatened to murder another computer. That's a solid season opener.
That's a crime, is what that is.
That's a crime, but a really fun B-plot.
I think it's wild that I was here for it.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised. I was waiting for you to just be like, oh, what happened, or whatever.
No, yeah.
But no, we were both there. As were all the listeners who came back. Thank you again for listening to Picking Up Something Good, a limited event prestige podcast, not about scenes from an Italian restaurant. It's about Radiohead. Somehow this fucking podcast is technically about Radiohead.
It is about Radiohead in a way.
When it's like The Secret. You put something out into the universe and it becomes true. We tell you this podcast is about Radiohead.
And
because it is. It's a tautology.
Somehow it is.
Yeah, we're how do we do this? How do we end a podcast? Do we just keep talking until our computers die, or?
Yeah. I'm Mace. Okay. I play music as Echo Vessel. You can find me on Twitter at Echo Vessel or on Instagram at Echo Vessel. Fuck Echo Vessel.
Fuck Echo Vessel.
I have another podcast called Radish. It's a weekly show and tell podcast that I haven't been on in like 2 weeks either.
Oh, you did a double vacation.
Well, yeah, I was on actual vacation.
Oh yeah, right.
But this past weekend, this week I think. We stream usually every Sunday at 5 o'clock Pacific, 8 o'clock Eastern on twitch.tv/Radish stuff. We're doing live shows now.
Yeah, live shows on Twitch. 0 heated gamer moments. I recommend it.
100% heated gamer moments, actually.
Oh, see, it's a matter of perspective.
Anyway, you're Nicky Flowers.
Yeah. Am I?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, so it is. I'm Nicky Flowers. I play music as Nicky Flowers.
Esquire.
You can find me on Bandcamp. Esquire. ACE. Third suffix. Anyway, you can find me on Bandcamp. NickyFlowers.bandcamp.com. I'll be at Midwest Furfest this weekend. I think, I guess it doesn't matter because this is probably coming out after, but somehow, if you hear this podcast as it's being recorded and you're going, meet up with me. It'll be fun to meet. We run a label called Neodetritus.
Yeah, it's
good.
We got a couple things to announce very, 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 very soon.
Oh, they're big, and we've been waiting. We've been sitting on these for a while.
A couple months.
If we're talking the same projects, which I think we are. They're very, very good. It'll blow your tits clean off when it comes out. So hold on to them.
Just hold tight. Yeah, that's the show, I think. Next episode we're doing is we're talking to Phil. Philway. We are doing Familial by Phil Selway. Familiar.
Yeah.
And then after that...
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead, continue.
No, I was just saying that's his solo album, yeah?
Yeah, Familial.
Familial.
And then after that, you have The Adventures of Tom York and Flea with Adams for Peace.
Oh, shit. That's right. Oh, my God. That's going to be a whole thing, isn't it?
Yeah, we actually have about, I'm looking at it right now, counting this episode, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, another 5 episodes before we get to another Radiohead album. They're really slowing down the output.
Woo! Good stuff. Well, I guess that's it?
That's the show.
That's the show. Don't murder a computer.
Please.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh, got it.